Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 115 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, Luke. And joining me are my players, and they've joined me for so many weeks in a row, and I can't thank them enough for it, and they're going to introduce themselves now. And when they say their names, I want you, the listener of this episode, to say, thank you for showing up, because I appreciate it, and you should appreciate them too.
Aw, thank you for the intro there, Luke. My name is Ben, and I play the level 6 gnome wizard, Windsor Wallaby, along with his cutty little companion, Mr. Wiggles. Yay! This is the part where you clap.
Yay!
Yay!
Hello, everyone. It's me, Carla, and I play the level
Thank
6 Tiefling Roguelock Integrity Idleberry.
Yay!
Yay!
Wait!
We started clapping too early. We're sorry.
Sorry. Take me on a trip, wanna see Issathil. Take me to the safest place they're out to kill. I really want to not kick the bucket with you. You and your pink corduroy.
That's really good. That is really good.
Excellent.
I always lose it in the last sentence because it's so funny.
Yes, it's so
That
funny.
gives it its charm, though.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. We're arranging a summit for peace, but I'm worried we'll plummet in pieces. Only time will tell.
Yay! Oh, also, thank you. I didn't say thank you, sorry.
Thank you.
You said it too fast. Thank
My
you.
name is Sam, and I play the level 6 human sorceress, Serenep Cinderman. After another wonderful
Thank you.
trip started in Issathil, can't wait to go home.
Yay!
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students found themselves waiting in a marsh, surrounded by powerful entities, and holding the golden goose, the marsh witch Ferdinand,
Oh, she's a goose now.
evading a bounty hunter from hell, a violent slad, and a revenge-seeking swarm of will-o-wisps. The students are now making their way to a divine sanctuary with their new pal Ferdinand. Will they make it? Will even more planar beings call dibs on Ferdinand's life? Who knows? All that is certain is their mentor Artis Artesian and the conspiracy theorist Altine find themselves in danger back at Wildcliff School of the Arcane, unbeknownst to our lovely students. So, presumably you're still in the book verse, traveling with
The
it's
chapter
four of
verse.
you. The chapter verse. It's the four of you. You're traveling with Ferdinand, the marsh witch, who looks exactly like Ava Redding, the archivist at Wildcliff. Integrity.
Yes.
Did you untie her?
Yes, but not completely. Like,
Mhm.
she's still attached to me by the hip, I guess.
Okay. So you both have ropes, such as an ice climber would do, or like a mountain climber would do. You have ropes connecting one another at your hips.
Yes.
Okay. And you are all walking. She seems very relieved when you untie her. She seems incredibly thankful. She'll say, "Thank you so much. It was absolutely horrible. They had me tied up like that for who knows how long and then stuck in the mud and everything. And I enjoy a good mud bath just as much as anyone else, but you know."
So are you gonna tell us why they're looking for you then?
Oh,
That was
Which-
explicitly part of the deal.
that was the deal. Yes, I am a woman of my word because I'm a changed woman, like I said. Which one do you want to know about?
All of them.
Yes, where do you want to start, though?
Let's start with
Well-
Celti.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go with Celtic
Let's
because I
start with
feel like
that.
that one's most relevant.
Celti. And just for our sake, I want to know Winsler and generally the rest of you.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll do this in character. Ferdinand will say, "Okay, we'll talk, but first we should figure out where we're going." Of course, I am a woman of my word. I'll keep my word. I'll keep up my end of the bargain, but we should probably figure out how we're going to get to where we're going without getting, seen by anyone or anything. Because if my ears are to be trusted, it sounds to me like you're gonna bring me out right past Celti's old little house.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. That's where I planted the door.
I know there's a wait, no, I don't know this one. I was just gonna say that there's a door that goes to Wildcliff.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Mm.
Ferdinand, you're a
Mhm.
witch. I assume you have magic to disguise yourself because that's what you're doing right now.
I do.
Some of us have that magic. That might be
Mhm.
something.
Oh, we could do that little number if you want.
I don't think she looks out her window at all.
But what if Celty
Hmm.
can smell her?
Wow. Does that mean her long nose
Well,
is
Loud
useful
could
for something?
also apparently smell her, but it didn't smell like Ferdinand
Mm.
when
Loud's
all that was
Loud is an
happening,
idiot
so-
though.
That's fair.
He's really easy to fool. You all know that. He's an idiot. He falls for anything. He just takes people at their word, which again, I am a woman of my word. You can trust me. I don't tell lies any longer. But
Woman of my word has no meaning anymore.
so we're just going to waltz on out and hope that she doesn't look out the window.
Well, aren't you going to disguise
I
yourself?
mean,
I'm already in disguise. You
So
want me
she
to disguise
won't-
myself
Oh,
again?
yeah.
Well, she won't
That
recognize
is
your
true.
face.
I guess we'll just have to be sneaky.
Does she not? So you know this person who I
Winsler?
have?
Yeah.
Maybe you could distract her because you already went there. You could go back and basically say, like, we're running after her now. I had to come back, something, 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 while we sneak past. That way, she won't be looking out her window because she'll be looking at you.
I could do that. I possibly might die in the process.
That bad.
Yeah.
if I could point out, I can cast invisibility.
Mm.
Can anyone else in our group also cast invisibility? Because I can only cast a certain number of people to be invisible. So if anyone else has anything,
No, but I
Of that
could disguise
sort.
myself as, like, Ira or something.
I can also disguise myself as someone else. Like maybe
everyone's going to disguise themselves as Ira.
We're both Ira, actually.
like
Yes, more Iras.
maybe a bee or something.
Let me see. I have invisibility at level that I can make it level 3, and I think that'll give me 2 people. I believe it's 2 people.
Yeah, invisibility
So-
would give you.
And then
2
we have a couple
additional.
of people who can. Then we have a couple people who can disguise themselves. Okay. Ferdinand,
Hmm.
Integrity,
Mhm.
Mira. You can all disguise yourselves. You had ability
I can disguise myself, but I really like this one and I don't want to get rid of it quite yet.
as long as no one has seen you in this. Like as long as Stealthy hasn't seen you in that, I see no problem with
Okay,
that.
so that's something I wanted to talk to you all about because you all seem to be acquaintances of Celties. You, and she points at you, Winsler, and you says you sold your soul to her.
A little bit.
Does she so you know who I am, who this person is?
Yeah.
That I have.
Yes.
Okay. Does Celty know them?
No.
Ava?
No.
No.
I
Not that I know
don't
of,
think
no.
so.
Because she
Our
was here
Ava
wandering
works-
around and we like did a little swapperoo.
She did come to school. She was at the party, but I don't think she saw Ava because
no,
Ava was not
I'm
invited.
saying
Wait,
this
Ava
woman
was here?
Oh.
Yeah. When I showed
Oh.
up here in Isethil,
Wait.
she was like wandering around. I was like, "Oh, how nice to meet you!" La la la. You want to swap skins and all that? So I gave her the one I had, and I took hers.
Wait. So there is an
Oh.
Ava in this world walking around in your skin?
Oh, I didn't ask her name. That's not important to me. I just thought she was pretty, so I took her skin. Oh, traded
w-
skin. I didn't take it. I don't do that anymore.
So
Where-
that means
where do you
there's
find her?
someone.
There was someone who looks like my old skin that I was using, wandering around now, who is the person you know.
Oh.
Okay,
Does Celty
that
know
could be
that
bad.
skin?
Yeah.
That one maybe. That
So
was
there's
last
someone
year's
in
skin.
danger in Isethil now because you swapped skins.
She's probably keeping it on the down low.
She
Where
wouldn't
was
be
the
in
last
danger
time you
from
She was
saw her?
really
the
excited to just be
slud.
out and around and in the woods and things. Everything seemed very new and exciting to her.
Uh-oh.
And she was just very enthused about it.
Oh no.
So,
Okay, so
yeah,
I
she's
think that-
fucking weird.
Well, okay, so that shouldn't be a problem because we are going to meet up with everyone and discuss things. They will know that you are you, so they would
Yeah.
probably leave anyone who looks like the old you alone.
Well, the Slad and the elephant woman know that this
they
form
did
that she
see
has
this.
right
This
now.
one's- Yes,
true.
this
So
one's
they
burnt
wouldn't go
for them.
after Ava.
Mm. So we'll also need to find me a new skin somewhere along the ways, unless you just want me to keep this one. That makes me feel slightly uncomfortable because they'll know it's me. Does that make sense?
Well, then we better get to the gods pretty quickly.
yeah.
Yep.
But Celty
So-
shouldn't know this one. If she's never spoken with your friend, then she shouldn't know what I look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
don't think
I
so.
will cast invisibility on myself and Winsler because Celty knows us as a group. So me and Winsler
Mhm.
going invisible, and then you guys disguising yourselves as different people. We will hopefully get through everything and get to
Yeah,
the
it'll be fine.
sanctuary.
You have a map, right?
I look over to Winsler.
I got a map.
Does it have Loft of Elders on there? I don't know the way. I've never been there. I'm not a very religious witch. This is kind of like a late in life kind of coming to the gods kind of thing because everything else has forsaken me.
I'm going to
You
check.
kind of made
both.
your plans sound more fully formed when you pitched it to us.
Well, I did come to Isithil to atone for my sins, but I was kind of like in the information gathering stage when I got grabbed by Grung.
I don't know, maybe she did
Is
change.
would the Loft of Elder be the same place that the speaker for the Elder would be, or is this a different place
Oh,
completely?
no. It's like the big one, you know?
Big one.
Like where everyone
the
is.
tree?
The big nest.
Like town hall almost.
So was it in the map?
I'm
Winslet.
going to check both variants of my map.
Uh
My maps.
on your school provided and sanctioned map, there's a little stamp in the corner that says Wildcliff approved. There's no Loft of Elders or anything like that
Mm-hmm.
listed. However, you have Faramel's old map.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big, you know, the Here Be Dragons kind of marks on old maps?
Yeah.
There's a very big X that says avoid lots of elders. And it's like a little drawing of a big tree and like a big X through it. And like big block letters like avoid this place. Lots of elders.
I think I found it. It's dangerous, apparently. It says do not
Yeah,
go.
It's a fair distance away.
Can you
Again, the
describe,
Elders
like,
don't really like me right now, I don't think.
Oh, they're the worst. Don't worry about what they care of anyway.
So
But
what
doesn't
if
it-
we get attacked by elders?
Yeah, that matters, doesn't
Did-
it?
Well, I don't know if they do attacking. Do they?
Golopedra seems kind of scary and might be the
Yeah.
kind to do the attacking. Also, they weren't there in the tree.
Oh, if they're not there, then they're probably gone doing god business, right? I don't know anything.
Or they're at the loft.
Or they're at the loft for a nice retreat,
which means even more elders.
which means even more people to keep us from being in danger.
Again, Elder does
Right?
not like me. Or
But
at
if
least I
we show
interpret
up
as they
and we
don't
ask-
like me.
If we ask for sanctuary, then the elders won't hurt us, so long as Isithil grants us sanctuary, right?
How much do you know about Isithil granting people sanctuary? Is there a specific thing we have to say or something?
I think you just kind of, if you cross the like terrace, the entrance, the doorway, like the enter into the building, it's like you're safe, home base.
Home
You know
base.
that? Is that a thing in your plane? Like safe?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just like a thing where if you get there, you're good.
Like we don't have to be worthy or anything.
No, I don't. I feel like that's kind of moralizing safety.
Well,
you know?
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Well, where is it, Winsler?
Which cardinal direction is this in?
It's like northwest.
northwest. That's kind of where I
And
was thinking it was gonna be.
It is further than like most of the other things on the map.
Yikes.
What is the closest what's the word for it? Like if we look at the
Landmark?
map, the closest landmark that we've been to at least.
The closest landmark you've been to is
Uh-huh.
like west to the marsh,
Ooh.
and that's a fucking ways off still.
Ooh.
Like if the marsh, judging like using like some quick like mapping, give me a survival check actually. Winsler.
Can I also like look
A
over
douche.
Winsler while he's doing this?
Yeah, let's say that integrity pointing out any like little mistakes you might be making gives you advantage, okay?
Oh, advantage you say?
As you guys try to like
Did
deduce,
nothing. That's
like,
a 16.
Damn.
a 16 is still good enough. It would probably take around a day and a half or more.
That's not too bad.
I mean,
It's
we
not
have
great.
people who are now following us. One of them knows where Ferdinand is because of the tattoo thing.
So we find
Another
a new skin
important thing to
for
note-
Ferdinand?
Another really important thing to note, y'all, is you had an entire day of school and then you've been on the march for like the past 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's
we're
like you've almost been
tired.
up for like a full 24 hours at this point.
True.
So doing another day and a half. Like that's not like when I say day and a half, it's not 24 and a half hours. It's like 8 hours of straight trekking through the woods and then like down for the count sleeping and then like another 4 hours.
I would say we remember what happened last time we went into the forest. We got attacked by the roots and such.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering,
I think we're pretty safe here in the book.
is there forest between? Like, is it just forest straight between everything?
There's rivers.
Cool.
And I think one of you has like a folding boat.
But can it carry 5 people?
So I could cast enlarge on it.
Just like a random floaty, like inflatable boat in the middle of the river. That sounds like a good idea, Winsler.
So we could go to a river, take the river as far as we need to, rest while we're on the boat on the river, and then as soon as we get to the point where we have to get off the boat, then that's when we start going. We walk.
I guess that could, get us there pretty quickly and still give us some time to rest. I'm honestly exhausted.
Yeah, like we can just all like keep watch, like maybe 2 people stay up, someone
If
take a nap for a
we're-
short period.
So how many people can the boat fit?
Let me check.
And also how everyone's medium, I think,
And you're small.
and I'm small. So I wonder if me being small, we can just like shove me in like a corner or something.
Yeah, the boat might be large
You have
enough
to you have to go into the under storage.
Just hang me off the side of the boat like a buoy. I'll float.
Here, I'll read
It's fine.
So if you look through your pack, you'll find like a 1 foot wide, like almost like shoebox sized little wooden box. And
Mhm.
so it has the boat in it. You can make it into 3 different sizes,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm reading this correct. Sorry, you can make it 2 different sizes. One is a 10-foot long boat
Yep.
that can hold 4 medium creatures comfortably. The other is a 24-foot long boat that can hold 15 medium creatures comfortably.
Okay. So preferably we would want the 10-foot long boat that can fit 4 medium creatures comfortably, plus me.
So we'll just be a little bit uncomfortable.
I might have to sit on someone's lap.
I mean, that's probably fine. We'll figure it out.
And we'll just take turns sleeping and keeping watch and telling stories and having a great time traveling and getting to know one another. And she smiles at all of you.
Yay.
Ava smiles at all of you. How do all of you feel about this? Because you've met a couple Avas in your day.
It's
How does it
weird.
feel to be interacting with this
It's
one?
so unsettling. I feel like
It kind of is weird because we know it's not Ava, and this is not how Ava acts at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like the real Ava would probably be freaking the fuck out. This Ava's just like eerily chill.
yeah, it's like if a dog started like talking or like walking on its hind legs.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god, a
isn't-
talking dog! This
this
is
isn't
clearly the
supposed to be
weirdest thing I've
happening.
ever seen in like the entirety of being at Wildcliff.
So, what's
Your cat looks at you and my joke
so
to you.
you all tell me what happens now.
All right, so we sneak. We're gonna sneak out from the book. That's step 1. Step 2, we make sure that once we're outside, we don't get spotted by Celty. We sneak, preferably.
As Winsler's saying this, we see like these actual scenes happening. So as Winsler says, we sneak out of the book. We make sure Celty doesn't see us. So some of you are disguising yourselves, right?
Yeah.
Mira
Yes.
and Integrity, you're disguising yourselves, and then Serenup and Winsler to be certain. Serenup, you're gonna cast invisibility on the 2 of you, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Serenup, you can cast invisibility. That's no problem whatsoever. Ferdinand, who is disguised as Ava, is still rope attached to Integrity. And what are you, Mira and Integrity, changing into to disguise
I'm Ira
yourselves?
Alaro.
Okay, you are
Nice.
Ira
Oh
Alaro.
my god.
Dirt girl.
I am going to change myself into Morundine Purebone.
I
Ooh
knew
la
that
la.
was coming.
Short
But
Marundine, I love
Short
it.
Morundine, yes.
King.
Okay, so
no, they're
the-
actually also in this plane, so they're just gonna like, what if they bump into us and they're just like, what?
God, I hope not.
We're just
um,
twins.
So the 5 of you, sorry, make your way out of the book past this big toll booth. You see darkness has hit Pitter.
Darkness.
And as I described previously, there's this crescent lake where Celty's house typically is. you see that the lake itself still has a lot of color emanating from it, and that the house itself has like its color still, where everything else is like been drained of saturation. And through the window, you just see like this bubbling, boiling cauldron that Celti is still just stirring with some sort of feverish intensity. And so you all sneak past. Continue narrating. You guys tell me and narrate this scene and tell me what happens.
Me in my form of Murandine Purebone alongside this with like me being tied to Ava Redding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be walking with her and making sure that the rope is sort of hidden, and I guess crouching down from the window to make sure that we're not seen.
Okay.
And I will try to see if the floaty thing to get, you know how like to get into what's her name, Salty's place.
Yeah.
There's this rope.
The wash bucket.
There's this raft. Yeah.
Wash
So is the
bucket.
raft still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. And
The door seems to be been slammed, by the way, Winsler.
Good.
You can just tell.
Good.
okay. All right. So I do I know if the raft can carry 5 people?
What?
You're gonna take the raft to Celti's? What are you doing?
Wait. Oh, never mind.
She's on a
never
lake.
mind.
We're
Celti's
going
house?
to the
You're going to
river.
Celti's house?
Sorry.
We already have a boat.
Sorry. In my head, I thought the door is like right beside like Celti's thing, but then I
No.
forgot that it's out. It's
Oh,
like
no, no.
outside.
We're,
of
we're on, the door's
Yeah.
on the shore, but her house is
Yeah.
out in the water.
You guys just need to like make yourselves inconspicuous as you wander
We just
across.
need to beeline.
So, I guess just roll me stealth checks then. Sorry.
Yeah, because
Sorry
it was
for
also
complicating
dark.
matters.
It's like, why is she gonna look
Yeah.
out her window and see nothing?
Roll me stealth checks.
All of
Everyone
us?
gets advantage.
Okay.
Everyone gets
The
advantage.
question confused me.
Like, it's
Sorry.
so
First roll
dark.
was a 1.
I just was giving you guys creative freedom to
roll was
tell me
10.
how you got to a river.
Well, that's a 14.
Okay.
I rolled a 1,
15.
by the way,
Oh, hell yeah.
for
That's
the
a
advantage
20.
roll.
Unnatural 20.
17.
Nice. Mira and Winsler, you got. Oh, let me roll for Ferdinand.
3.
Okay. Okay. Someone notices you,
Oh.
but doesn't
Cool.
stop you.
Fear.
One
I mean, they
fear.
don't know who we are, so like,
Yeah.
why does it
they just saw a
matter?
bunch of random people
Good
walking.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they-
see the other study group.
True.
If they run into those guys again, though, they might ask them why they have a witch with them.
Good point.
Also, why Marandine
Yeah,
is
I
so
think
tall.
the first question would be, why'd y'all look like us?
Okay. And you can all very quickly, I think it only takes like 15 or so minutes to navigate yourselves, maybe a bit longer because it's dark, to navigate yourselves to a river. You can open up this boat. It's like you like crack the lid on it and it's just like and like inflates essentially and extends into this long, thin, almost canoe that you can all clamber into. It has oars and everything for you.
Perfect.
And you can sit in it and start making your way. Ferdinand will sit very much relaxed in like the back of the boat, or in like the middle of the boat. I think it would be a better place for her.
Yeah, we don't want her
Um,
anywhere where she can slip out.
Yeah.
She's got to be in the
Maybe-
middle.
Oh, maybe she's in the front and looking back at all the rest of you all, right? So she's not actually on a seat. She's like in the little storage area. So Winsler has a seat and everything. Right.
I have a sudden urge to go snorkeling. Goes backwards.
Exactly. But if she
Well,
was
she's still tied to integrity, so
Exactly.
if she goes off, it's like,
integrity goes off to just
No,
pull
like,
off.
like she goes into the water and then she turns into a fish, like allowing her to slip out.
So as you guys
stop
start
giving Luke
to-
ideas.
as you guys start to make your ways, Ferdinand will kind of look at all of you. She's smiling. She seems to be enjoying herself, and will say, "All right, so, you wanted to start with Celti? Why she wants to
Yes.
kill me so badly?
That's right.
Did she ever tell you that we were both part of a large coven?
I think so at one point.
yes.
Well, she
Large?
She didn't.
Did she just reference me, or did she reference the others too?
She just referenced herself and the others. I
Hmm.
don't think she mentioned you until recently.
Okay. Well, so you might not know this about her, but she used to practice blood magic.
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay. Well, kind of taking away a lot of my zingers. I
like you
still
had any to
practice.
begin with.
I still practice blood magic, and the rest of the coven members practiced blood magic.
I feel like that doesn't
Celti
surprise me in the slightest.
and I planned to. I don't know if you know how covens work, but it's a pooling of magic between witches to make everyone individually and as a group more powerful.
So it's like our study groups.
Like a study group, yes.
Except sinister.
with blood magic.
So it's like our
and-
study groups.
Oh, you're all magical students, right?
You could say that.
Yeah.
Wow, we just assume.
Oh, feel free to correct me.
Was it the hat that gave it away?
The hat, the general smug demeanor.
Smug.
We're not smug.
She like makes a face like, oh, all right, sure. Oh,
Back
sure,
in
not
my
smug
day.
at all. Listen, I've dealt with my fair share of prime materialers. You just seem the academic sort, you know?
Yeah, we're very academic, very smart people.
Yeah, very smart. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you fooled all those people back there. You escaped with me, no problem. You made a brilliant plan, brilliant play. You sided with the right witch.
Don't flatter us. What happened with the coven?
Celti and I, okay. You make a pact between the coven members to never betray one another, to all these other magical rules, etc. Celti proposed to me initially. I swear it on my own life, which I very much love. Celti proposed to me originally that we kill the others so that we get that magic. That's the way it works, right? So long as living members of the coven, or so long as there are living members of the coven, that pooled magic just gets split between them. So if you start with 7 and end with 2, you get the power of 7 witches in 2 witches, right?
I guess that makes
Okay.
sense.
Sure.
So we did that, and then she tried to kill me, and I stopped her. That's it.
Can I insight check the last part? I feel like it might have been her who tried to kill Celti.
Absolutely, you can insight check it. You can all insight check that if you want.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Not great though. 6 plus 3, that's a 9.
I got 19.
What are we rolling?
You can roll insight to see if she's telling the truth about this, about Celti being the one to betray Ferdinand, as opposed to what Celti told you was Ferdinand betrayed her.
24.
Oh, Winsler, you're very doubtful, I think, just in general of Ferdinand. That last bit rings a bit too... That's too nice of a story, in your opinion. There's, like, she says it, you see your friends kind of go, oh, geez, right? And, like, kind of contemplate it, and then go back to, like, rowing the boat, and you watch her for, like, a second longer, and she just, like, lets the tiniest of grins across her face. And then she just makes eye contact with you and will smile nicely at you and will say, so what did you even sell your soul for? Did you try to get some of the coven magic yourself? That's a thing you can do.
Well, I contracted.
She's done that before.
I contracted it off and and like a handful of sand for a scale.
Oh, okay. All right.
Scale's missing now too.
Sounds like a good trade. And now you're just her henchman.
I guess. I mean, I did make her go fetch a thing.
A thing?
Yeah.
What kind of thing?
Apparently, it took her
An
a long
interesting
time.
thing?
Yeah.
What kind? Tell me.
What?
Tell me what she got for you. I'm interested.
Well, why would I tell you that?
Because we're sharing our souls here. Not in that way.
I already
We're
did that.
if you want, and are you happy with your trade? I guess
Yeah.
you feel like you got what you like. You got an equal thing out of it, right? You traded your part of your soul in some sand, and you feel like you got an equal. Like that was a fair trade in your eyes.
Yeah.
She'll look at the rest of you, like peeking around Windsor, and she says, is he always like this?
Yes.
I'm just going to nod.
Oh. Okay.
So why do the other people want to kill you?
Oh, Loudonum, is a slad off. I don't know if you know anything about slad. Typically, they don't leave their home plane, but he is. I don't know what's wrong with him. We ran into each other a couple of times. He asked me to acquire another slad's body for him. That's how slads, move up the food chain. You have to eat another slad body.
Oh.
So he's gray. He needed to eat a death slad's body to become a death slad, which then would give him utmost superior control over something. I don't know what he wants that for, but I don't think he should get it. We made a deal for quite a bit of money, and I just gave him some disguise, some polymorphed pudding. Took off with the money. He killed me.
How did you get away from the whole killing thing?
Oh, well, so he hunted me down for about 7 or so years. It was kind of tiring. He's very single-minded in that, which is why I think it's really important for the peace summit to happen and all that, especially considering you betrayed him too. So if he was to ever catch me and kill me again, he would probably then just spend the rest of his waking hours and days and months. You know what months are, right?
No?
All right, different thing.
Aren't those like animals that look like butterflies?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh, I
You're all
love those.
You're all wonderful students. You're so
We
smart.
saw him all the time back at night on the farm.
Anyways, he'd spend
A lot
all
of
his
them burned
waking
up.
moments trying to probably hunt you down and kill you. He's single-minded in that task. Very violent. But he finally caught me when I was having a bit of a vacation in the plain of Estar, and might have got the best of me for a second. Did kill me, in fact. Went to purgatory. They said, here are your crimes. I was there for a week as they were just reading that list. You know, you have to kind of like accept it at that point and you say, I mean, I think you're in the right. I probably do belong to go in hell. So they sent me to the hells, etc. One thing led to another. I got out, you know?
Did this have something to do with the elephant woman giving you a lift?
So she is a horrible woman and actually the worst one of them, and I cannot believe that you would even think of helping her. And she points at you, Integrity, and says, I cannot believe that you have marked me with her. Like, absolutely insanity, in my opinion.
Well, I was not in control of that. It just moved by itself after we found you.
But you made a deal with her, didn't you?
Yeah, we
But
were going to
yeah,
go to purgatory.
But it was because we were in purgatory.
So you're gonna sell my life for yours? It's pretty rude. It's pretty evil, if you
But
ask me.
we
I've been
didn't
to
die.
hell. Well, I didn't deserve to die.
But
if you think about it.
We just got into like these glass or mirror things that brought us there.
Mm-hmm. And so you're certain you just didn't die? A glass mirror didn't fall on you, you died, and you just convinced them you didn't die and
No, we
left?
weren't in the books. There was a whole thing.
Okay, if you say so, I'll believe it. But anyways, she's just the worst of them. She drags people who have escaped from hell back to hell. So since I got out, she just wants me. And that's been pretty horrible. Been trying to really stay off the radar. Celti is one thing. I can deal with her. She's just incompetent at the best of times. But that woman scares me.
Oh, that's not good. That woman scares Ferdinand. Oh, dear.
Serenev.
I just want to say that during this whole boat ride, Sereneth has sort of like shut herself down. She's like rowing the boat, but she's not talking to the others. Hearing the whole thing about like, are you sure you guys didn't die when that whole thing happened? And like talking about how dangerous these people are, like making her extremely uneasy.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Out of curiosity, you said that you did this and that and stopped living in hell.
Mhm.
I just really want to know how you got out of that. Did you pay people? Did you charm people?
I would make a persuasion check. As she says, I would never bribe my way out of hell, just to be clear. I also don't think that would work. They kind of take your things when you go in there.
Forcibly.
Believe I got 19.
Okay. She looks into your like pleading little devil eyes. Or are you still disguised?
I'm still disguised, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Mira?
Yeah, same, I would say.
Okay.
So
Okay, so
pleading Morandine.
She looks into Mirandine's pleading little eyes. And she'll say, okay. So what I did was I called a little devil, the one who's supposed to watch me all day and make sure that I'm living in eternal suffering constantly. I called him over and was like, hey, bud, would you mind just switching in here with me? And might have stolen his soul through his eyes,
Oh,
which is a thing that you can do. It's a coven thing. Again, I don't do that. I very much think that asking people and making deals is very important. And saying, can I have your skin or can I have your soul is a big thing in blood magic that is very important. But it was a life or death situation, so I had to. So I stole his soul and his skin and stuff and just deviled my way out. No one even bats an eye if you just look like a devil and you
Oh,
walk out of
that's
hell.
why you're called the Devil Witch.
Yeah. It's kind of a rude name because I'm not actually a devil. I am a witch.
You're
No
also not a
wonder you
sheep,
don't
a
smell
frog,
like
a snake, a
yourself.
weasel.
A frog, a snake, a weasel. I don't turn into animals. They're gross. That's like a druid thing.
Covering
What's a
Mr. Wiggles'
druid?
ears.
You have Mr. Wiggles with you?
He's in my... Yeah, of course he is.
Okay, I didn't know.
Covering
That's
his
very
ears. I can't let him
cute.
hear
He's
that.
in danger. Mira, you ask, what's a druid? Ferdinand will just like look at you and go, aren't you like a wizard student academy kid?
Yes.
So don't they have druids there? People who just magically use nature magic and turn into animals and all that?
What?
No.
And like commune with nature and like sit in a tree stump meditating all day?
People can do that?
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Sounds a little bit like Ira.
Ferdinand.
You mean they don't have to go to school? They can just sit on that stump all day?
No, I think they do still go to school,
Oh.
but most of them are just like cool about it.
Wow.
No, Ferdinand.
Yeah.
You do obviously planar travel.
Oh, I love it.
Are
Do you
we?
need recommendations where to go?
No,
You should
no.
check out the Grapevine as soon as possible. It's
No.
absolutely delightful.
No.
Tell them I sent you. You'll probably
Ferdinand,
get a discount.
Ferdinand. When we went to Purgatory, they told us that we were not from the prime material plane, even though we think we are from the prime material plane. You keep referencing things that I have never heard of that you seem to think that we have heard of. Do you know anything about planes not being the planes that they are supposed to be?
That's a big question for someone who never went to school. Me. I'm talking about me. You are in school. I didn't get a formal education in this. I'm kind of like a school of hard knocks, witch coven, blood magic on the down low kind of thing. Oh, she knows quite a bit actually.
Oh.
I know that planes become disconnected and reconnected as I think fates and the gods kind of will it, to my knowledge. And I know of some witches in some of the more prestigious, snobby covens tamper with those things. I've contemplated doing a planar thing or two, you know, between you and I. Can you keep a secret? We can keep secrets in this boat, right?
Sure.
We can swear each other to secrecy, right, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah? Okay.
See.
I might have scooped a little divine magic here and there in my travels, trying to make my own planes, you know? Like, I mean, who better to take some magic from than the people, like the gods?
Wait, you can make
You know?
planes?
I can't.
why-
I'm trying to.
Why would someone want to do that?
Well, what if, for my instance, I could make a little demi-plane of my own that was just Ferdinand land, and no one else, unless I wanted them to come, could come in. For example, all of you, provided you remain very calm and cool and nice to me, if we get out of this freely, I'll absolutely leave you on
Ferdinand,
the
Dr.
like
Eggman?
guest list.
Is that what an auxiliary plane is?
Likely?
So that would be like a plane that somebody else made that could keep someone safe. Could it look like the prime material plane?
Oh, you can make, to my knowledge, again, limited, just, it's like inherited knowledge. It's not like I didn't do it. Like some of the other, one second. Let me look at this. I have a list here somewhere. One of the other witches in the coven, Rebecca, no?
No.
Okay, she's dead, so it doesn't matter. Her name doesn't really live on. Anyways, she was like very prestigious, very into these things. So when we killed Celti and I jointly killed her in her sleep, I think that one was actually Celti's knife, not mine. But when we killed her, so we inherit that knowledge, right? The same way if I killed Celti or Celti killed me, we would inherit the knowledge from one another, which is my assumption for why she wants me dead is not just that I've eluded her for so long, but just she wants my knowledge as well and my power. Because if there's only one witch left in the coven, they just get all that power funneled into them. And then she can go off and join a new coven, right? She's kind of locked in with me until she gets rid of me. Anyways, I digress. Rebecca, beautiful desert witch, knew a lot about planes. And and so
Easy
to
joke,
my
come on.
knowledge, you can just make them however you want. You can make them in the image of other things. You can populate them. I don't know exactly the parameters of populating them. To my, again, like what I said with the guest list thing, you all could visit provided you had a means of planar transport, but I couldn't just rip you out and make a copy of you.
Oh.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Ooh.
I couldn't copy you and make a copy of a plane. I would have to make my own and make all the things in it and then move everyone into there.
Move everyone.
So I
into
guess
there.
that like a demi-plane and an auxiliary plane, that's just terminology differences, right? Like that's probably a regional thing, what they call it. Like soda and pop.
Sure.
You have soda and pop, right?
What's that?
Okay.
like a balloon
Yeah, like a balloon.
when it gets really like.
And she like rolls her eyes.
We're too old-fashioned.
So theoretically, if there was a big danger in the prime material plane and somebody wanted to be protected, they could create a plane that was like the prime material plane that everybody thought was the prime material plane, and they could bring people to it rather than copying them. And those people would think that they were in the prime material plane, even though they were actually in a completely different plane. And even if they traveled to other planes, they still wouldn't be able to tell that the plane that they were originally from was not the plane that they thought that they were originally from.
This is a very specific example. Are you referring to something?
Well, they told
Is
us
this like
we
is-
were not from the prime material plane, and I'm a little bit curious about that for some reason. Just a little thing about the very nature of our existence.
We about to get existential in here.
I mean, that's a very real possibility from my understanding.
Cool, thank you.
So long as everyone that got moved originally didn't know, all right, if that information just left, or like if they were moved to the demi-plane, like that new plane, and they were either not told that it was a new plane or
Or if it
anything
happened a
else.
really long time ago and then they all died.
Yeah, yes.
Cool, thank
Yeah.
you for that information.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
My brain,
Right?
my poor brain.
No! Oh god! No!
So what's with you all? Tell me about yourselves. And she like puts her she crosses her legs and like puts her hands like very much like the thinker pose with like her fist underneath her chin and like looks at you all very happily and goes, "Tell me about yourselves.
Well-
we've been in this boat for like an hour and it's just been blah 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 on my end."
Well, I'm pretty sure we've committed plenty of war crimes.
Oh my gosh.
you and me both. What's your name? What did you say your name was?
Winsler?
Winsler. And she'll put a hand out and say, "It's such a pleasure to meet you. I just can't shake this feeling that no matter what happens here at this little thing we're going to, I feel like we'll run into one another eventually in one life or another."
That sounds ominous.
Will you shake her hand?
Yeah, I'll shake her hand. Why not?
Okay, it's a normal handshake.
Cool.
And then she
I
takes
don't
his
have to
skin.
fear for my life anymore.
Oh my gosh. How long have you lived?
Oh, a couple 100 years, nothing severe. What about you? 50? Less than 50.
Just like a couple of years above 20. Below 20, but not above 50.
Math?
So like 15?
So about
Why is she answering me? And she'll look at the rest of you.
Always like
Does
this.
she think I'm gonna like steal her identity?
Always like this.
Maybe
So-
you steal other people's.
So
No,
about
I
this
only do that if
bag.
it's like. Okay.
Can you
we'll
like
do
wave
the-
your wand
Listen,
and make it?
I don't have a wand. We'll do it when we get there. It's an involved
Are we
process.
there yet?
You've gone like an eighth of the way.
You are the one with the map.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
We're
is
not
there
there
any other,
yet.
like big. Is there any other big pressing questions you want to ask her?
I had one, but then I lost it.
Oh,
I forgot.
I feel like Mira extracted a lot of value from this conversation.
Too much
Yeah.
value, in fact.
A little bit of horrifying information there.
Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, nothing.
I couldn't.
Okay.
Think of
I got
anything.
nothing.
All right. In that case, we see this little canoe paddling along a dark, dark river in Issathil for a long, long time. You sit in silence. She probably asks you minor little questions here and there to like small answers. Integrity dodges the question. Winsler, you just like are constantly doubtful of the answers she gives you. What's going on in everyone's heads, I guess? Mira, what's like your headspace right now?
I'm just like, I'm not happy with the whole situation in general. I'm not happy with Ferdinand. I'm not happy with integrity. I'm not happy about the weird revelation that I've just received. I think that I'm probably just like sitting back and like tuning the strings on my instrument as we go and just sort of focusing on my own thing.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Did I leave the stove on?
You don't have a stove in your dorm room.
No, Stove was one of
that-
the root newts that we met in Patter.
That is true. Oh my gosh.
Serenep is thinking about how if she hadn't spent so long trying to like talk. Oh my god, I've suddenly forgotten her name.
Ira?
How the fuck did I
Ira.
do that? Ira, thank you. My brain was like, Ira, Alina. Wait a second.
Same person.
Artist?
Ira, Alina, Angelica, Artis, Altine.
My brain. She's thinking about like if she hadn't spent so long talking to Ira and get them on common ground to get her to come with them, this probably would be a very different trip.
Probably.
And she's like worried about Artis because like while she doesn't know everything that happened at the very, very end of last episode, she does know that Shinpen is gone currently. It's like dark, it's cold, and he is completely by himself. And the last time he was taken to be by himself, something happened to him, and she's worried about her friends, and she's just generally worried. She's not talking to Ferdinand, and she's kind of upset that everyone else is just freely giving her information, because what if they use that against them? But she doesn't want to bring it up because if she does, it'll bring attention to her. So she's just keeping quiet and rowing.
It's like the internet. Once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
What about integrity?
I think Integrity knows that they're going to a very powerful, like magic-filled area, and she has this dilemma of choosing which magic item that she currently holds should she use the memory spell on. Like, she's thinking, should she know the memory of the orb, know the memory of the knife, like the Shiora knife, or the wand? Like, she really wanted to find out more about the wand, but then the orb or like the Shioran knife both have very like pressing issues that like affects a lot of people.
Okay.
So she's
How about
thinking
this?
about that.
How about it time some like a couple of hours have passed. If you'll allow me to just fiat this into existence, because I think it would be a fun scene based on what you've said here. Sereneph, you and Winsler will sleep first.
Got it.
Like take first sleeping shift, while Integrity and Mira stay up and row.
Okay, cool.
And Ferdinand is gonna, I think, at 2.5 hours into this entire thing, Ferdinand just zonks out cold,
Figures.
like just goes to sleep, like mid conversation with y'all.
I
so
do
anyways,
believe that.
exactly. So you're rowing in the increasing cold. There's some ice accumulating on the edges of the rivers. You see a couple of like shivering owls with like 7 beaks like hanging on the trees, hanging upside down from the trees as if they were bats, just watching you. And they trill at you as you go by, as Ben is doing silently in the background. And the snow continues
Winslow makes that
to
noise while he sleeps.
the snow continues
So
to fall.
cold.
And what do you two talk about in this moment you two have alone?
Ooh.
In the middle of like silence, I'm
Mhm.
just going to interject for no reason. Well, not for no reason, but just suddenly. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
I feel like I am not in control. I feel like there's this thing that is constantly watching me, or like there's no escape. They are bound to me, and I didn't think that this was the help that they were gonna give me. And the help didn't even, like, when we were in the fight, I was just like so scared that we were going to die. Nesca seemed so powerful,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden just happened once we already resolved the problem, and I felt foolish in a way for even thinking about making a pact with some unknown evil being. But then at the same time, I cannot do anything about it anymore, and I just felt ashamed and didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't know what will happen to me, so I just kept it to myself, and I'm so sorry for keeping it from all of you and lying to your face.
That must have felt really scary. I mean, were you ever going to tell us? I mean, I asked you multiple times if you knew, and I don't want you to be in danger. I don't want me to be in danger. I don't want them to be in danger. You know how much worse it could have been if we never ended up finding out. What if it came out during a really dangerous moment?
Well, funnily enough, I was thinking, oh my gosh, what a perfect reveal if we were in the middle of a big fight and I just look up to the three of you and be like, hey everyone, I'm a warlock.
Yeah, that would have gone some way or another. I really wish that you had told me. I mean, after everything, and I don't know, I feel like after the fight and after I feel like we went through this together, and I felt like, I don't know, I felt like we kind of got each other in a way, and I don't know, everything was so awful, and I know it's over, and I know that, we're supposed to be safe now, but I also know that on some level, we have to know that it's probably gonna come back up again, and I would really, really like it not to, but I feel like it's going to, right? And I don't know, I don't know what I'm saying. This whole situation, and I just wish, and I get why you didn't, but this just sucks.
I just know that I'm sorry for lying to all of you, and I know that the problem that I was going through also made me a bad friend when you were going through the aftermath of what happened down there, and I was not a good friend. I wasn't all there to
It's
be
okay.
there and help you. I was just scared, and I'm sorry for everything.
I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have gotten so mad at you earlier. It was just everything, and I know it wasn't your fault. I know that you didn't choose what happened. Well, I mean, you kind of did, but mostly you didn't, and I know that this isn't your fault, and this sucks. Has it asked you to do anything dangerous yet?
No, it hasn't, but remember when I told you that I feel like it's constantly watching me and I feel like I'm not in control? When we were talking too loud earlier, and I just made a random comment about, oh, do you want me to,
I remember. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to repeat it. I remember.
I felt something choking me.
Shit. Okay.
So I don't know. I feel
Look.
so unsafe constantly.
That must be awful. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I still feel a little bit hurt and a little bit mad about you not telling me, but I want you to be safe and I want this to be over. And look, I've got your back. Whatever happens, I don't want it to hurt you or any of us. And if you ever want to talk about it, I know it's weird because it's like I talk to the thing that it killed, and it's like weird, but I weirdly, even though it's opposite, I do kind of feel like I get it a little. So I'm here, okay, and we'll figure it out.
Thank you so much. And
I'm
I'm
going
going to hug Mia.
Same brain. I was about to say that. I hug.
Twinsies.
Twinsies.
Yeah. And so you take a break from this paddling to just hug one another, and it feels reassuring, I think.
And then the boat sinks.
And everybody
The
dies.
boat just hits a rock. Boop, there it goes.
Whoops.
And so you paddle, you take different shifts, and make your way up this river. I think at around the 7-ish hour mark, you have to get off and hike a little bit on foot. The land here is completely drained of any color.
Oh God.
It is either completely white as if it was bleached, or it's just pitch black as if there's just no light left there.
Grayscale.
Yeah. And
Spy versus spy.
And it's almost scary to or difficult to walk this land because it's just difficult to get a read on the ground or like to find your footing because everything is just the same color and it blends in together. And on top of that, the snow continues to fall down. At this point, it almost looks like something like snow mixed in with soot because it's part of it is just this stark white snow and other sections of it are just like black like coal falling from the sky.
Ooh.
And it's almost making this like static gray looking snow on the ground as it falls and makes large snowbanks. It seems to have been increasing in intensity since you had first arrived in Isithil, from when it was just the cold and now it is large snowflakes falling heavily on the ground. You might even have to like keep your poncho hoods up to keep snow off of yourselves, stick your hands underneath your armpits to keep warm, all these kind of things. And then after around 20 or so minutes of this marching in silence through the woods, everyone tired, everyone cold, Ferdinand being dragged along by rope, you hear her whinging every here and again. She seems to still be half asleep walking. You see the trees begin to part out of the way as there's just this massive clearing, probably a couple of kilometers wide, where there's just no trees whatsoever. And it's just this flat, white, bleached ground. And in the center, I guess I shouldn't say no trees at all. In the center, there's a single immense tree that raises up further beyond anything that, like, it raises up past the clouds where the snow is falling, and there's just light pouring out of it. And I feel like that's reassuring right now more than it really has been ever before, that there is light and color coming from this thing in this Isithil that seems so drained of these things. And there's a large archway that, in a shifting kind of multicolored script, that as you look at it, it just in your vision alternates between the different languages you can read, not in a way that's difficult, in a way that it's almost like welcoming anyone, no matter what you can read, no matter what you can speak. It's just saying all are welcome under these boughs. And there's just a large entrance into this base of this tree there, almost like a small fox's burrow underneath a tree, if that makes sense. And you can all trudge through the deep snow here and enter into the base of the Loft of the Elders, where you are safe. And that's where we'll end our episode today.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Sarah, could you be so kind as to give us an outro to this kind of solemn ending episode?
Most certainly. Hi, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you did, it would really help us out so much if you were to leave a rating or a review on iTunes or any other podcatcher app you use. It really helps us out a lot, really helps get the word out. We greatly appreciate it. If you really want to go that extra mile and give us that special support, you can subscribe to us on patreon.com/trialsandtrebs, where you can get to things like voting on bonus episodes, getting to have your own character, student,
Yes.
NPC at a certain tier, getting to read DM notes, getting to see updates from us, and other wonderful benefits. And that helps us do things like make more bonus episodes, make the bi-weekly talk show that we make, and commission more art and all kinds of other things. It really helps us out and makes the product better for you. If you also would like to see that art or maps, the product is corporate product that we produce. The brand.
Trials and Trebs officially just sold out
All
the
right,
second
so-
Sarah referred to us as the product.
All right, so if you'd like to see official Treb Corp commissioned art, that's really going to increase your synergy with our podcast. You can check out our corporate Instagram or Twitter, currently unverified, but going through the processes of verification as our parent company allows us to do this. Trials and Trebs. So that's Instagram.com/trialsandtrebs or Twitter.com/trialsandtrebs. We also have a Discord server where our marketing reps will talk with anybody and you can talk to other listeners. It's going to be a wonderful time. You can find that as a link in the description of any of our episodes. Thank you so much for consuming TrebCorp's product, Trials and Trebuchets, owned by parent company. Thank you so much.
Disclaimer, Trials and Trebuchets is not owned by
No,
or is
it's
affiliated
not true.
with in
It's
any
not
possible
true.
way.
It's not true.
It is
It's
owned
just
by
a bit.
Sarah Zed.
It's just
This
a
is
bit.
also
Don't worry.
this is also
This
not
is
an
a bit.
advertisement for
Parody.
Parody,
Thanks so much.
parody,
Hope you hear us
parody.
next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.